respect the culture, comp back with you. This is the first of, unfortunately, many black, African American, born in America, young people, men, even women, videos that we're gonna do. My condolences, our condolences goes out to the family. Crazy wanted to be in this video. Our condolences go out to the family each and every time, and forever will go out to the family. Unfortunately, we have Myshia Bryant. She was killed by a Columbia, Ohio police officer. This police officer now, let's talk about him for a second, is a rookie. And I've always felt, not to say you guys know, I'm about to say you guys know, but I've always felt that social awareness between officers and the community is, lack thereof, is horrible. They don't know how to get along with anybody that's opposite or anywhere that they're not used to policing. It's just that boils down to it. You may have heard that a lot before, but it's very, very true. If you're not living in that community, you're most likely not going to know how to deal with those people. With the people there, excuse me. I'm not saying I don't know that for his case, but just for the way it all went down, the way that video was, and only the past, I'll say year, I've started watching the videos for these ridiculous news publications that post these videos. I watched this particular one, and I want to talk about it. A taser 100% could have been used. Yes, you want to use a taser in the, the upper body region, preferably the back where all the muscles are, not hitting the heart or anything like that, anything in the thoracic area. But if you have legs, that's still reasonable, mind you. For a 16-year-old girl, yes, she was wielding a knife. Yes, you pulled up to the scene, and when you pulled up, and not even according, but to the video, she was arguing verbally in the driveway, and it could have escalated way beforehand. We know how those situations get. It definitely could have been escalated, or it has escalated. It may have de-escalated at that point. But once that officer got in the scene, I don't know what type of face he was making, how he was carrying himself when he was walking up there, but you can see by the way it seemed calm from what it sounded like, but you don't know what his facial expression was like. But when he was walking up on the scene, you hear him telling everybody that he's there, but completely being ignored. One person that wasn't even in the conversation in the driveway walked up. I don't think they spoke, but they walked up, and then you see Mrs. Bryant. Then you see another person running away from Mrs. Bryant. Miss Bryant has a knife in her hand. All right, the girl that's running away from her falls, apparently to a swing. I think Miss Bryant did. So now the officer's getting all hectic. He sees what's going on. He understands. In the mind of what's going on, they're upset. They don't care that you're on the scene right now. Did you not realize that it escalated because you might have got there? But regardless of that, you gotta handle these situations a lot better. She's a 16-year-old girl. The children around, nobody wants you. They want you to come with. Somebody called you to come and help the situation. Shooting and killing her was not in the plans. Now, yes, you may have wanted to stop her from stabbing another person, because after the first person that fell, the first girl, she did go to another girl that was by a car in the driveway. Mind you, about 8 feet away from the officer. And she's tussling with her on the side of the car, getting the best of her, from what it appears to be. But now, I don't think she got stabbed. So this man shoots her up in her upper body. He tells her to stop, but he shoots her several times. It's amazing how quick they are to pull the trigger. Okay, tasers have a 60% chance of working. We understand that. Some do. You gotta hit them in the right spot. Understand that too. Both probes have to land to be effective. She's 16. You gotta carry around your rubber gun, your not rubber mallet, excuse me. The rubber bullet, rubber pellet gun. The shotgun. A baton. I do believe that you served in the military too as well, I think. That's just it's inexcusable. You shouldn't. That girl should be still alive today. She really should be alive today. It's horrible to even think about it. I have notes and everything. It's just really, really horrible to think about it. They're putting up stats online. Me repeating it back is not really no better, but they're putting up stats because that's what they want to turn it into. That's what they calculate. The 34th person killed by Columbia Police in 6 years for Ohio. 34th person, they said as well. Killed by a rookie, April 20th. This happened. She should be alive. This doesn't make any sense at all. Columbia's mayor did request a federal probe. Now that's awesome. That's a physical exploration and an explanation, in-depth search into the department, which as most departments are doing these days, which is a good thing. But this blue code of silence, malarkey is very real. It's very, very real. It doesn't make people want to even get in the force. You go against that, you never know what can happen. It's ridiculous. It's just horrible. It really is. It's very, very horrible. The chief of police has spoke up on it. They haven't. I believe they have not arrested this officer still. And if they did, maybe it has been very recently. But most likely, like the rest, they're still getting paid for their services or lack thereof. A taser is very, very feasible. A taser is very, very feasible. But this all goes down to these men and women social skills. Like I said, lack thereof. If you don't know how to deal with people, well, I can't even say that, because if you have a hatred for a certain group of people, it doesn't matter if you know how to deal with them. You're going to do the only way you know how to resolve things. Because your heart is beating so fast, you're so scared. You're reporting there. I don't even know what your mindset is going in there. What could you guys be thinking? Do you guys plan on killing someone that day? A black person that day? It just seems like so. The way you're quickly resorting to it. 2014, I believe it's 14 or 15. There was a 54-year-old named man Patrick Langrick in Wisconsin. He chased the two social workers out of his house with a knife. They were shooting at him with beanbags repeatedly. And mind you, he's walking down the street by himself with a knife, and that footage they showed him, there isn't any footage of him chasing them out of the house, but that's just what it was said. He's walking down the street with a knife, wide out and open, no people around. But I'm bringing this story up because, like many other people that are not black, the issues are being resolved non-lethally almost every time. Almost every time. Tamir Rice in Ohio, a young 12-year-old boy that had a toy gun, apparently he was pointing it, I don't believe it, was killed as soon as the officer got on the scene. But of course, that officer had mental issues that he didn't put out his report, so he was fired. But regardless, killed a 12-year-old boy. 2014. That story will never go unheard, ever. I didn't want to bring up other situations in this, but they all pretty much tie into each other, and there's no way anybody can say they don't. There's different granules of loads you can use. Like I said, rubber bullets, rubber buckshots can be used. There's different forms you can use. On the ladder and all this, I feel like a lot of people care, but a lot of people in his field would not care, or even in his demographic would not care, even if it's ethnicity, forget that, would not care unless it happens to them. And that's always going to be an issue. Nobody cares unless something has affected them. That's one of the biggest things in this channel. I don't even want to mention the main videos on the channel that have nothing to do with this, but that's one of the biggest things of this. I have these conversations in real life with people. Not even just black people, with all types of people. I don't care how they feel about it. I establish how I feel about things immediately. With all races of people. Some may say it's dangerous. Some may say it's bold. Some may say it's courageous. It's me. Regardless of if I had children or not. It was how I was raised, the things that I was brought up around, but taught to show police respect when we're in a police encounter. We're taught not necessarily to show white people respect, but to show police officers respect, black or white. That situation seriously could have been de-escalated, continuing his words, physically grabbing her. Yes, it's a knife. Yes, maybe she could have got, but if you would have reached for your weaker hand, where your weaker weapon is, your non-lethal weapon is, that probably has dust on it and everybody in the forces, this situation could have been a lot different. What are they telling you guys when you're in your locker rooms or in your brief meetings? We got your back? That's what they have to be telling you all. They have to be reassuring you all that they have your back in all these situations. They have to. And if they don't, regardless, they're putting scaredy chicken shit cats out there. Every single time you don't know how to deal with people, you're scared, and you're being placed in positions that you claim you want to be in. Derek Chauvin has not been fully convicted yet. He's been charged, guilty of all charges, which is amazing. We have yet to see the time that he was served. History has shown that we've never seen anybody being guilty of all charges. But history has shown that the bare minimum sanction has been appointed, and that's daunting every single time. I said earlier, a few minutes ago, regardless if I have kids or not, I care about this stuff. Regardless, I can't even say regardless if I'm black, because you can't pick and choose what you're born looking like. So I can't really say that. But regardless if I have kids, I do care. Because this is happening this is happening to people who are not parents. There was a black man, I'm gonna say this now, but there's a black man in a full army uniform, pulled over at a gas station, and he was tased in his chest by a police officer. But y'all don't understand where this, you will call aggression, comes from. It's lies. No accountability on y'all end, no respect on y'all end, no decency on y'all end. It's been like that for years. You can't expect an older person like myself to change. It ain't got nothing to do with no old dogs, and they can't learn new tricks, nothing like that. Because when the children go older, the children that everybody loves, my young black children, our young black children, when they get older, they're gonna despise them as well. I don't like using the word hate, but this is the only time I would use the word hate. They're gonna hate them as well. And that's scary, that's horrific to think about. But people don't understand that. They think it's a joke. They think you're just this way for no reason. All it takes is, if you're ignorant of something, ask a question. Be sincere, you understand? And this is still on topic to the officers. They're gonna meet people that you're not used to being around. You're going to meet people that you're not used to around, regardless if you're not patrolling that area or not. You gotta relax, you gotta breathe, you gotta think for a second. People are saying this is a split-second decision. It's a knife. It's dangerous, but it's a knife. You're a grown man. Your presence was felt when you got there. Your presence was felt when you got there. Whenever a police officer arrives, their presence is felt. You morons. You don't believe that? You guys know that, but you're taking it to a whole other level because of the fear in your heart and the privilege that weighs in the back of your mind. Every time. You just know that. You got that safety cushion back there. My condolences go out to the Bryant family. I want to thank you all for your time. There will be more. We're going to go more into these topics very, very consistently, because they're consistent in our lives. I would never wait till something happens to me to start talking about it. Never. This had this channel for less than a year. Prepare for more. Take care of yourself. Stay focused out there. Stay vigilant. Vigilant means stay very aware. Keep your awareness up. Your awareness should never diminish. Never. This goes for anybody, any color. Keep your awareness up. Any situation. If it had nothing to do with race. God bless you all, and thank you for your time.